Hello respected viewers, I'm George from Ireland. So here I am showing you the ruins of Verulamium, which was this Roman town. This is called St. Germain's Block, I'm not quite sure. So these have been here well over 2,000 years. Well, sorry, not quite 2,000 years, because it was 43 AD when the Romans invaded this country. Of course, 98 years earlier, Julius Caesar had invaded, landed near Pevensey, and indeed there was the remains of a Roman fort there. 2 years in succession he invaded the country, came into Britannia, he forded a river, we think at Brentford, fought a small battle there, and I filmed the memorial to that. There's Julius Caesar's camp on Wimbledon Common. Of course, we've no reason to believe he camped at that exact site, that some Roman artifacts were found there centuries later, but eventually it was conquered, and Britannicus played a key role in that. And you can read Suetonius writing about the campaigns here, and obviously in about 70 AD there was that big rebellion by Boudica, Queen of the Iceni, as in roughly the people of Norfolk. So because her husband had died, and then her husband's kingdom, he was a pro-Roman Britannic king, her husband's lands were confiscated without compensation. She was flagellated, her daughters were raped, so she rebelled against the Roman legionaries, met with some early success, stormed Camulodunum, that's Colchester today. The Romans made a last stand in their temple there, which is now Colchester Castle, but then she's defeated the Battle of Watling Street, that Roman road which ran from London, from Marble Arches up there, up Edgware Road, all the way to Anglesey, more or less dead straight. Didn't build any corners, and the Roman soldiers, the legionaries, hated building roads, so they built them as short as possible, going over hills rather than around the hills into valleys. But that sped things up, because you're walking on a hard surface an awful lot faster than walking over wet and muddy land. Okay, and there is St Albans Cathedral atop the hill. You can see the Union flag fluttering at half-mast for the death of the Duke of Edinburgh just 2 days ago. So in the 5th century AD, the Romans started being withdrawn from here. The Anglo-Saxons and Jutes were landing on the east coast. The Roman Empire was being attacked on its eastern frontier. It was considered far more important to defend that area. The Romanized Britons were told to provide for their own defense, since the emperor couldn't spare sufficient legions to do so. There was already Christianity in this country by that time, only 100 years after they had been executing Christians. So remember, the Emperor Constantine had been at Eboracum, that's York, when he announced that he'd been proclaimed emperor. And so this survived for some time, eventually fell into rack and ruin, and then this stone was liberally plundered, and it was used on the cathedral, which is atop the hill there, dedicated to St Alban, a Romanized Briton who laid down his life to save a Christian priest. And here's this little bit of the lake. It connects to the River Ver. The Romans call it Verulamium, as in the River Ver is hard by. And there are more Roman ruins. There's a bit of Roman wall up there. There's an amphitheatre that away, about 2 miles, but unfortunately it's not open to the public at the moment. So that is Verulamium, which was one of the largest cities in Roman Britain. They also laid out a bit of a grid in Londinium, that's London to you and me. So that's enough from St Albans, this exceptionally historic town. Toodaloo.